I was driving home the other day, and I was behind this car, and it was this, I don't know, 18-year-old kid or whatever, and he had a bumper sticker that just said "vegetarian."
I've seen bumper stickers that say "I eat ass." Like, do you have a mom?
Not
Has she ever seen your car?
not as clever as vegetarian.
Vegetarian is good. But
like, you know what? It's so direct. You got to respect it.
Yeah, you got to respect
who's going to get in that car? Like, it takes a special someone.
History Defeats Itself is a comedy podcast. Kevin, John, and Greg are not experts, historians, or even all that smart.
Hello and welcome to History Defeats Itself.
I don't like the way you said hello. That sounded artificial.
Hello.
That better.
Yes.
And welcome to History Defeats Itself. My name is Kevin Rosenquist. Thank you for joining us. We are a podcast that looks at people and events in the past and wonders why us as humans, never learn from our history. Of course, every week I am joined by two men who will undoubtedly be watching Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome tonight in honor of the late, great Tina Turner, John Banks, and Greg Mitchell.
Wait,
How's it
Tina
going?
Turner died?
Tina Turner died. She passed away today. Yes.
I didn't know
at
that.
83.
That would explain your low-grade fever.
Probably.
Would it?
No, not at all. But maybe he's having like a fever because it's like a morning fever.
It could be.
Oh, like morning. Oh, gotcha. Like
apparently, love has a lot to do with my fever.
That's true. Love does. Yeah.
Well, John, we don't need another hero.
No, we don't. We don't. I think you should just be a private dancer and just relax tonight.
As you go down that midnight train to Georgia,
That's not
and
bad.
you're leaving.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media. We're on.
And you're dancing on the
Instagram.
ceiling.
Hey guys,
TikTok.
seriously, we should get this rolling.
All sorts of stuff.
Don't you like the way I threw the dancing on the ceiling?
I
reference?
did. That was not Tina
Not
Turner,
Tina
though.
Turner. Not at all.
But she could have.
Yeah.
She might be doing that now. Maybe that's what heaven is. Dancing on the ceiling.
Is that D-Bag Ike still alive?
He's probably not.
Yeah.
And I don't think he actually goes by D-Bag Ike. I don't
But he
think
is.
that's
Are
how
you sure? Are you sure?
I don't think that's how he refers to himself.
I think that was part of the court order against him, is that he had to change his name to D-Bag Ike.
To Tina
Pretty
Turner,
sure.
she kept her name.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? I did the social media thing before. I'm all out of order. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
I mean, I know how you're doing because we talked for like 20 minutes before.
I am very saddened by the news of Tina Turner. I really didn't know. That's a bummer.
Yeah. 83 though, not a bad
that's
life.
good. Yeah,
not
that's
a
good.
bad life. I mean, we can only hope.
We can only hope.
Given how much we drink.
I hope you die at 83, Kevin.
I mean, it's an interesting thing. I don't know if that's a compliment, if that's like being positive or negative. I don't.
Well, it's negative for you, positive for me.
Well, no, it's positive because, like, I mean, let's be honest. Do any of us think I'm going to live that long?
No.
Yeah. So I think 83 is pretty good.
Not with that pasty skin.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
I feel like I'm very red because I'm overheating in this room.
I feel like cirrhosis is going to get you by the time you're 74.
I'll take 74.
Cirrhosis is the name of his new dog. Alcoholism. I mean, what?
I don't know what
That'd
would
be a
be
weird thing to name your dog.
Alcohol.
Cirrhosis. Well, cirrhosis or alcoholism. Come here, alcoholism. Come here.
You're
Okay,
such a
good boy.
good-
Good boy.
You're such a good problem.
Just because you took one day off drinking, Greg, does not mean you get to,
worked.
to make fun of me.
I worked, but I didn't even tell you what happened in the evening.
Yeah, you did. You took a nap.
No, that was today. This happened yesterday. I went out to dinner with a bunch of Czechs, and we went for sushi, and then I got fucked up all over again on sake.
Did you have a lot of Pilsner or Kells too?
No.
Who got the
Czechs-
check? Which
Czechs
check
love
got the
that
check?
shit.
So my I used to billet a kid that was from Czech, and he's 25 now, and he came back with his dad for a visit, and we had an awesome time. And then I also have a friend that's from Czech, My son and his son play hockey together and have for the last 10 years. And, and the guy from the dad from Czech can't speak any English, but he does this really cool thing when you take a shot with him where he has to look you deep in the eyes. And it's just, it turns you into kind of like this weird, he looks into your soul every time you say cheers. And it's uncomfortable.
What do they say? What do they say?
He said cheers.
He said cheers. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have a buddy who's Polish and he says oh god, what is it? Troista. I forget what it is. I don't know.
Czech's a tough language. Like he was saying some stuff too, and I can't remember what the hell it was.
Yeah, a lot of consonants.
I feel like any language that's not English for me is a tough language.
Yeah, and sometimes for you, English is pretty tough.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
If I have to read it, oh man. If I just have to speak it and not say the word Massachusetts,
yeah, you're fairly decent at conversational English.
Not really. Nope, he's not. He's good at beard growing.
I am. I was looking at some of the older posts, and this thing is really it's a lot bigger than it was 4 months ago.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
How do you look when you're running? Like you go for jogs all the time. I could just imagine it looked just like a beard floating down the sidewalk.
Yeah, people must be terrified to see you doing that.
Look at this homeless guy coming after me fast.
And there's the subway, and then there's like these grates, and basically when the subway goes, it's like pushes air up, and so the air. So if you're walking those grates, it literally like it floats up. And I'm like,
oh my god!
Do you wear like cargo pants that haven't been like washed in like 2 years and ratty old t-shirts and stuff? Because people really might call the cops on you if you did that.
I mean, no, I smoke a lot of crack.
While you're running?
Nah, just walking around.
Just in general.
I got my running crack and I got my walking around crack. So
it's funny because I
have to pee. I don't know why I didn't do this before.
All right, I'm gonna get
talk
a drink.
Amongst yourselves.
I thought he was gonna be really upset because I said crack.
He's pretty sensitive.
I know. Look
at that. Wearing leather shorts. Okay, I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back. I'm back first. Not second or third, it's first. I'm in first place. Yeah. Hey, everybody out there, listen to the sound. Oh, for all you ASMR people, that was heaven. Okay, here comes the first sip. First sip's always the best. Here we go. That was good. Kevin, it was good. You're walking back. You look like you're wearing leather shorts. And you're about to sit down. It's weird that you have an erection in shorts. Nobody likes that. Hey, Kevin. Hey, John. I wasn't saying weird things about either one of you guys.
I don't know why I didn't go before the episode, but here we are. So thank you.
I hope you took it out on that toilet by not flushing. Fuck you, toilet.
Fuck you, toilet. You just sit in my urine.
Hey, do you guys ever notice that a toilet is just literally a seat that you defecate into? Like, you don't do that with any other furniture? At least not on purpose.
If my couch had water in it with piping, I would probably shit in my couch.
The piping's more key than the water, I feel like. The water does help, though, I guess.
Yeah, you want that. You want the shit to leave and go as far as possible away. So what's the most, I don't know, efficient way for that to happen? For my poop to be as far away from me as humanly possible.
Yeah. What was the George Carlin bit where he's just like, why do you say take a shit? You don't take a shit. You leave a shit.
Yeah.
I have been doing it wrong.
You're like, I've got quite the collection.
In my butt. It's hard to get in there, but once you get used to it,
Yep.
no problem.
Oh man, I started taking thesis.
Hey, by the way, we started the show. So this isn't the show.
Oh right. Go ahead.
You started taking what?
Thesis. It's like a neurotropic. It's like it's supposed to help with focus, and it actually does. It really does. But god damn, it fucks my stomach up.
Ugh. You know what fucks my stomach up?
Life.
Judaism.
No.
It really does.
I believe that. I believe
Climate and digestion.
Yeah.
Those are the two worst parts about being a Jew.
A lot of Courtney's friends have IBS. So and
I
they're
should have
all-
been a Jew because I don't got a great stomach.
I don't either.
I used to have a phenomenal stomach.
Oh god, in my teenage years, like I had acid reflux, but that was all up here. My stomach was great.
I went to summer camp once. I didn't take a shit for over 2 weeks.
Like legitimately?
Yeah, but
That's
then
what
once
fucked my
I
stomach
did,
up.
Did you like tear your sphincter?
I shit a leg.
Was it someone else's leg?
It was a poop leg. I don't think it belonged to anybody.
It was
If
a
it
poop
did, they
shaped
didn't
like a
get it
leg.
back. They didn't get it back.
I have that one in my museum. A poop. So
It was like
Museum of
3D.
Greg.
It's
Yeah.
like I 3D printed it.
I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna edit all this back together because I don't know if any of that is. I don't know.
Put it all in.
Sounds- I don't know. It sounds like 3 8-year-olds are talking.
Oh, all of a sudden, Mr. Highbrow guy.
One time
This
I
is
was at summer camp and I didn't shit for 2.5 weeks.
This is unpublishable. I'm the one that said it, and I don't have a problem with it.
we've set a standard that we have to live up to.
You're right. Now is
I am
when
proud
he
of Greg, though.
develops-
I don't think he's talked about penises once yet.
Well, because we're talking about poop.
So that's true.
He's literally. He's 13. What do you want from
That's
me?
true.
If you think
That's
about it, they're kind of shaped the same.
Okay. All right. I don't know exactly how I'm editing all this together. However, we're just gonna say, let's get
start the
going.
show.
Let's start. Greg, it's your turn. Let's
Wait.
hear it, buddy.
Did you do social media? Did you do all that social media stuff, Kevin?
I think I said that we're on social media stuffs.
Follow us on Insta Talk.
You guys know the things. And if you're on one of the things and we're not there, it's because we hate you.
It's the only. It could be the only reason.
If
Yeah.
you're 25,
We are our video. We have video episodes on YouTube, and more people are checking those out these days. So they must think we're handsome.
And
all
you
I
know
can
who
say.
you are.
You do. You
I'm
do.
definitely funny. I'm the funny looking one.
That's true.
Well,
That's
you
true.
would.
Oh, yeah. I don't have a beard,
Going
though.
100% agreement with Greg.
yeah, I'm definitely the hot one.
I disagree.
Oh, God.
I disagree.
What's gone wrong? We have the ugliest podcast on the We have faces for radio.
Yep, that's for sure.
I'm going to start.
Yes, you should.
I feel really hurt.
I don't.
I can't stop thinking about Johnny Cash.
Did he have a face for radio?
Hurt myself today.
All right, let's go, Greg. Go.
It's
You
part
know
of the
he didn't-
episode.
You know he
Oscar
didn't write
Wilde.
that, right?
I started it. Oscar
Okay.
Wilde is known for saying everything in moderation, including moderation. I've always loved that quotation because it forgives us for being human. Sure, you shouldn't be half in the bag 24/7, but every once in a while, you gotta say fuck it and go on a bender. So let me pose this question to you, fine gentlemen. Do you think that there can ever be too much of a good thing?
No.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Would you like
I'm
us
gonna
to
say something and
expound?
Let's ruminate about that and just pick it up in a second. Because sometimes when I ask you a question right off the bat, you guys aren't really ready to talk about it, and that's what it seemed like. So I can honestly say that I do think that there is too much of a good thing, with one exception, and that's Mexican food, because I could eat
Also
Mexican
disagree
food
with that.
every day. I love Mexican food.
I love Mexican food too. It doesn't always love me.
Yeah, well, that's in your little tummy problems.
No, yeah, I get that.
I think that's just called training, Kevin. That's just
Oh,
you're just
well
pushing,
then
push through the pain so you get to the other side.
I don't know how long it's going to take to get to the other side, but I got 44 years of rough shits going. So
Like, so,
yes, I am including when I was like like a month old.
Tiramisu. I can eat that shit every day, 6 times a day.
We've talked about the tiramisu thing.
Yeah, that's a weird thing that you want to fucking stick with.
It's delicious.
It is delicious, but man, it's tiramisu.
I think you're gonna get sick of it.
I disagree. I think you're saying
Okay, I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm right. I take it back. I would get sick of it.
I'm saying you're right.
like okay, so too much of a good thing. Like I was once in an orgy. That wasn't bad. That was a pretty cool, good thing.
Okay.
Okay.
But if there was a lot of people in it, maybe it would become. Or if that was all you were ever doing.
And yeah, what if it never ended, John? And you're like, it goes from heaven to hell pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're like, I just want Mexican food, and I'm getting plowed in the ass right now.
That's not an option. Yeah, I'm getting pegged.
I like how you both assume I'm getting fucked in the ass.
No, definitely.
Well, yeah. John,
Not
are you getting fucked in the ass?
Yeah, it's an orgy.
Okay.
Like everybody's getting fucked in the ass. It's
Okay, good. Oh, everybody is?
yeah.
So it's like a train?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know.
I think it also, if I may get philosophical on you guys, I think it also depends on your definition of good, because good can mean a lot of different things. As in, like,
gotta get all fucking heady on us.
No, just think about it for a second.
I'm a foodie. I'm a heady foodie. Okay,
Oh
go
my
ahead.
God.
Sorry.
What does this have to do with food?
I don't know.
I'm saying, like, you brought up the bender thing, or you think about drugs or any sort of thing that makes you feel really good. That's good, but damn it, I still hate that John found the chat box. But seriously though,
Sorry, I had 7-Up.
yeah, no,
Gassy.
we heard.
Yeah, we all know you burped.
Just because you put your shirt over your face does not make it unable to be
I
heard.
thought maybe it would make it so the viewers who were watching the video didn't know who did it. Did it work?
Yep.
You know, it's an audio podcast too. That would have made more sense to go that route.
Well, yeah.
Please go on, Kevin.
But back to my philosophy. I think that, but it really does, because not everything that's good in the moment is good for you. So, like, there can be too much of a good thing. You brought up Mexican food. I mean, Mexican food's amazing. You can't eat it every day, all day, like all the time. That would not be good for you.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that the country of Mexico is having a problem?
I said all day, all the time. Like, you can't do that.
Well,
I don't think you're supposed to eat it all the time. You're supposed to eat when you're hungry.
But I'm saying too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
At some point, like, you could just keep going. You can't just keep going.
Like, if you have a burrito, I must be a real contrarian, because Kevin is stating exactly my argument, and I'm fighting with him just because it's coming out of his fucking head.
You're just pissed because I made your argument.
I'm just pissed because, I don't like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think, I think it depends on your definition of good, but I definitely think that there can be too much of a good thing.
And that is true, because I'm sorry, I cut you off, John.
But I think it also depends on, because Kevin and I have talked about this. We both smoked for a long time, and for me, it was like, it was worth quitting because of just the way it made me feel and, all that kind of stuff. But
smoking was awesome.
Yeah. Well,
it was amazing.
I guess the fear of cancer and the dying, stroke, heart attack part was greater for me than the nicotine. Right. But some people, if you have the right kind of brain, there's nothing better in the world than that cigarette. Or if you're an alcoholic, there's nothing better. So it's like,
or the wrong kind of brain.
Well, yeah. But it is like killing you. But also, if you're getting, like, because it's dope. You're just getting pleasure.
Look, man, I don't understand where this story's going.
if you have all these pleasure chemicals that are going off all the time,
Kevin, drink a beer.
So it's like, I know,
that's right.
I know we say it's bad because we look at that person like, oh, they're flushing the life down the toilet, but they're also, while they're drinking, they're experiencing bliss.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, even if it's killing them, it's still great for them.
It could be. We're going down a weird path, but. To further your point, who are we to say what's good or not? And as a society, we could say something's really bad, like cocaine. But when you're doing cocaine and it's got a grip on you, forget cigarettes. Like, you're like,
Let me tell you,
it's a great example. You go heroin. You do. There's a lot of different things. I mean, there's if you're in that moment, then there's nothing bad about it.
don't get to the orgy without cocaine.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only way they'll let John in.
Yeah.
Did you bring the cocaine? Of course I did. All right, come on in.
I guess take off your pants.
Yeah.
Nobody look at this.
Take off your plants and get on all fours because someone's about to peg you.
I was pegged by a person named Peggy. So
Well,
Cool.
that's a nice third grade joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
what third
Okay.
grade did you go to?
Yeah, they were not talking about pegging in third grade for me.
No.
All right, guys. So we ended up having a conversation. I didn't know that we were going to, but I'm going to just go ahead and read this next part because I wrote it. So why not? You show me the hottest, most attractive, best looking, smartest, funniest, most charismatic person out there, and I can assure you that someone is sick of fucking them.
Oh, it backfired.
Yeah, you're in trouble because I was hoping one of you was going to raise their hand. And it just happens. I'm not saying that they never will have sex with you again, but you got to do a lot of work to change things up. That's why there's role playing. That's why there's new positions. That's why maybe sometimes people are swingers or people have open relationships because you're trying to keep a relationship fresh, new, and you want to be stimulated and interested in your partner or maybe someone
this
else.
episode really is about pegging, isn't it?
It is about pegging. So why am I bringing this up? Because I found
Pegging.
someone special. And no, I'm not talking about John Banks.
Oh.
Oh,
I found him a long time ago.
Is it
It's
Kevin?
not like it just occurred to me. Someone so dedicated to his hobby that he is almost inhuman. I would say, nay, superhuman. Today, we will be discussing ultra marathon man Dean Karnazes.
I love Dean Karnazes.
Or Karnazes, yeah. Have you
Those
heard of
people
Dean?
are nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fucking
Yeah.
completely cray-cray. So I'm excited to hear about John's opinion about him.
He's the dude that runs in the water bubble, right? For training.
Dude, he sure as fuck does.
Yeah.
He's a guy that runs
Settle
a
down, settle
marathon.
down.
No, it is exciting.
He runs a marathon to go run a marathon so he can go run a marathon.
He runs a marathon while Kevin's pouring a beer.
Is ultramarathon 50 mile or 50K? What is the ultramarathon again?
He breaks all fucking rules because he's ultra marathon man.
No, but there is an
That's
ultramarathon distance. What is the distance?
I think it was
it's
just
100
double, right?
miles.
How many?
100.
Oh shit.
It's
And he-
100 miles?
Well, I know he actually this dude runs to the fucking marathon. He runs and then they start running.
So let me start telling you some stuff. I'm going to start with a quote from his website. He's named by Time magazine as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Dean Karnazes, I hope I'm saying that right. Sorry, Dean. I know you're listening because you're that kind of freak that listens to this podcast. Has pushed his body. It doesn't say all that on his website.
So I'm sorry, but an ultramarathon can be 50K, 100K, 50 miles, or 100 miles.
Yes, he's doing.
That's
just
nuts.
Listen to the shit, man, because you're gonna get. We're gonna get some
We
numbers.
need to set up a cage match between him and Wim Hof. Can we do it?
It's funny because I've mentioned Wim Hof in this fucking in my
Yeah.
at the end, but not flatteringly because I hate that fuck
You do not like him.
for no
Side note.
reason.
I've been
Zero
taking cold
reason.
showers.
I did see my buddy McKay the other day. I haven't seen him in years.
Oh, how's he doing?
He might go to like fucking Norway and train to be a Wim Hof guy.
Why haven't you? I want constant updates on this.
This just happened like 2 days ago.
Well, good. I'm glad I'm learning about it.
Okay. Okay.
If it happened like
I apologize for not texting you.
Yeah, you should have. Maybe give him my number and we can. I want to talk to him.
No, I don't want that.
First of all, I want to talk about his fucking name. I realize it's not his fault, but all right. So Karnazes has pushed his body and mind to inconceivable limits. Among his many accomplishments are he's run 50 marathons in all 50 U.S. states in 50 consecutive days.
I did hear about this guy.
Yeah.
How is that? How? How did
Well,
he
he
get
gets
to
on an
Alaska?
airplane to get on.
But
He got an
still,
airplane.
like to have the I don't know.
He's run across Death Valley in the middle of summer, and he's run a marathon to the South Pole.
Yeah, before we get into this guy and how great he is, let's not forget about Forrest Gump. That guy ran for 2.5 years. So every day,
John always wants to point out the beard guys.
I was gonna say he's just envious of his beard. That's that. There's like a club, It's like your Greg club.
And you two patchy bastards aren't in it. So
Did you call us patchy?
yeah, patchy. I'm just assuming the reason you don't grow beards because they come in patchy.
Oh yeah, no. Kevin and I definitely wanted to look homeless, and we were just so disappointed with the result.
I want to just completely get rid of all self-respect as well, but I just can't do it because of my patchiness.
Yeah, I love your definition of success, John. It's fantastic.
I know you're making fun of me, but I don't care because it all just gets caught in my beard.
I honestly just wish that your mustache would hang over your you have good teeth. They're nice and white and straight and very pretty. I wish you grew the mustache where it covers your fucking mouth. I don't know why you have to trim that thing.
So I wouldn't talk, or why?
No, because I like the look of that.
So
you're always guessing where that person's face hole is.
The face hole.
Yeah. Be really interesting.
That's pretty good.
Okay, guys. On 10 separate occasions, he's run a 200-mile relay race, but not as a relay participant. He ran that as solo, racing alongside teams of 12. His list of competitive achievements include winning the world's toughest foot race, the Badwater Ultramarathon, and winning the 4 Deserts Challenge, racing in the hottest, driest, windiest, and coldest place on Earth. A New York Times best-selling author.
Are you going to tell us what that was? Or
yeah, I'm going to go on and explain all of these things. It's just kind of.
It was all Chicago, different times of the year. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Dean is a frequent speaker and panelist at many running and sporting events worldwide. I've seen untold videos with this guy being interviewed, and he's fucking crazy, but cool. He's a good dude.
Where is he from?
He was born in LA. He was born in Inglewood.
Oh, he's American. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where Los Angeles is located. So if you want,
I'm just saying, I didn't realize that I didn't know he was American. You're just not a very good storyteller, so you didn't say that.
In fairness, I could see that.
How dare you say something so true and accurate?
How dare you call me out on my shittiness
in such a concise manner? Unlike me presenting this podcast episode.
So well articulated your insult.
I had a question, but I can't remember what it was.
It's probably.
I'm sure it'll occur to you again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be so sure.
So this episode about memory loss is about Kevin, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. Dean Karnazes, also known as the Ultramarathon Man and the Perfect Human, popularized ultramarathons in his book Ultramarathon Man: Confessions of an All-Night Runner. You guys, one night, I shouldn't say one night, one time he went out for a run and it was 350 continuous miles. Doesn't that seem like 349 miles too many?
How? Can I ask the obvious question? It's about poop.
I thought you were going to say sleep.
Yeah.
No, that was good too.
Well, obviously you can't sleep, but he can poop. It just...
I don't think he has to run the whole time. I'm
you
sure
just said consecutive.
He's pulling over to... Well, he is. But I mean, you're
pulling over. Is he driving? I could do that.
No, he's pulling over his body. And poops. The guy, I saw him interviewed, and he brings his cell phone and a credit card with him, and he orders pizza along the way. And he'll have the pizza, he'll have the Domino's, he'll be running, and the car will meet him, and hey, how you doing? And yeah, he was talking about that when he was interviewed on David Letterman.
So he okay. So he's definitely pooping. That we know. He's Domino's.
Sir, what's your address? The road. I'm on the road.
What's your address? It's 555. I'm sorry, 556. I'm sorry, 557. I'm sorry, 55.
You know what? I'm just gonna run in a circle till you guys get here.
Is that what he said? Is that what he says to the pizza guy? You know what?
I'm just gonna run in a circle to get here. I'm in a cul-de-sac now, so just come out this way. Until I get the pizza, then I'll move on.
Do you guys mind pre-chewing it? I don't have the energy
Why
to
did,
chew my own
Why
food.
doesn't he just plan his route to run by a pizza place? Like, why is he making the pizza people work so hard?
That's
Because
not a bad point.
Delivery is part of what they do. Like, that's
Yeah.
Domino's.
They deliver to stationary places.
Well, they're going to deliver to a stationary place. It's just he's going to get there at the same time that they do.
Well, if he doesn't stop running,
John's right though. Like if he just planned it right, he could just be like, "Hey, I want you to just stand outside and just hold the pizza out, and I'll grab it, like a cup of water at a regular person's marathon."
I mean,
except hydrating delicious water, you get salty pizza
and carbs and.
I don't know why you guys are punching holes in this right now. It's a thing that actually happens.
I believe
let
it
him figure out
happened.
the logistics of it.
Yeah.
As long,
I believe it too. I just don't think it's the best option.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just an agreement between him and Domino's. You don't have to get involved.
Did he get a sponsorship? Because if he didn't, Domino's missed on that one.
Yeah.
Well, they miss on a lot of things.
That's true, including pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, so give you a little facts about him. He's 60 years old. He was born in LA, like I said, to Greek descendant parents Nick and Fran. He has a brother, Craig, and a sister, Perry. So he also married his high school sweetheart. And a little bit about his life early on, he had a perfectly normal American child upbringing and normal life.
So he was molested, and his dad was a vet.
So he was molested by a priest.
He was molested by
his parents.
He was molested by a pair of Nikes. So he's like, I better get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna run away from these things. Oh no, they're on my feet. Run. That's all I can do.
Go.
Yeah, you can't run 350 miles and not be running from something.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's not psychoanalyze this.
No. I want to get into this.
Okay, well, we'll learn a little bit about that too. But he ended up having like a miserable. It wasn't miserable, but he got married and he had a couple kids and he was living the American dream. Had a job, 401k, and he was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would be happy if I had a 401k.
Have you seen what the stock market has done?
Yeah, he would be happy right now.
I don't know what it's done, but it's a good thing. It always makes it sound like, oh yeah, I sure have 401k and stuff on Roth IRS.
All I know is that my portfolio is something.
My portfolio is
pictures.
Kevin without clothes on.
My portfolio is me taking pictures of money and putting it in a book. So,
and I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what a portfolio is, but I have definitely.
It's hard
they
to
told
take
me
that
to
to the bank.
diversify, so I have 3 books in 4 different places. So
They told me to diversify, so I just wear different clothes when I take the pictures.
Can I please deposit this picture of money?
The people said it's a mobile deposit. It's a picture of some cash that I saw.
Right.
Why does this not work?
Why am I going to jail? It's weird. Okay, how did he start running, you guys ask? Because of course you did. He started running for fun when he was in kindergarten on the way home from school.
So he was chased by bullies. Pain I know all too well.
or a white windowless van.
At least he turned it into something useful
No.
instead of getting caught in therapy. By 3rd grade, he was running and organized running events, and by age 11, he was hiking areas like the Grand Canyon and Mount Whitney. For his 12th birthday, he cycled 40 miles to his grandparents' house for fun without telling his parents.
How old was he, did you say?
He was 12.
Holy shit.
But at least he cycled it. He didn't run that. He wasn't crazy.
Yeah, but... yeah, okay.
And that would have been in the 80s, probably, right? Because if he's 60, he would have been born in 43? No, 53. He would have been born in 63? 63.
I can't.
I don't know math.
I can't sit here while John does math.
He would have been born in 63.
This is not going to get
Yeah.
better.
So he would have been, this would have been 1975.
Okay.
It matters.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about his 30th birthday, and I'm afraid if I can watch
going
John
on. It
come up
matters.
here. Okay, it does matter. I'm glad it matters to you. So you fast forward to his 30th birthday, and that's when he really became a runner. He walked out of a bar and decided. Here's what he says: I walked out of a bar on the night of my 30th birthday and decided I was going to run 30 miles to celebrate. I blame my running career on bad tequila.
AKA Jose Cuervo.
I've done some real questionable things when I leave a bar, but not that.
Yeah. I have run to the car to put my hand on it because I didn't want to fall over while I was throwing up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
which is
who the fuck runs 30 miles on it? So I mean, it was 2 a.m. too, by the way.
maybe he was so shit faced. He's like, I shouldn't drive. I'm gonna run.
He couldn't remember how to get home, so he ended up going 30 miles.
That would make sense.
He lived like a quarter mile away.
Yeah, it would actually make sense if he did that. But no, he did it on purpose because at 30 miles, 30 years, and
so it was actually because I don't want to say her name on here, but it was actually Kevin's sister-in-law who told me about this guy years ago, and she was like, yeah, like, and I know when he was in his, because I guess he would have been in his 40s at that time, and all he did was
What
run.
year was that, John?
That would have been around 2003. He would have been 40, and the dude was shredded.
I would imagine.
Just shredded. And he didn't, and that's what he said. He didn't do push-ups, sit-ups, none of that. He just ran, and he was shredded because he just runs and runs and runs. So
being shredded is pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we value in this culture is shreddedness.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
That's why we like shredded wheat so much.
Yep, 6.
Well, that and it helps our digestion.
I like my wheat with 6-pack abs. So
America. He's quoted as saying, "I'm fascinated by difficult things. Combining running and adventure in unique and imaginative ways thrills me the way few other things do in life." Yeah, no shit. Running is only part of the challenge. Planning and resourcefulness play an equally critical role. You're essentially recreating the wheel with each new endeavor, he said. That's a little bit. I think he's a little bit. Not so much with the thinky.
Well, if he was recreating the wheel, he wouldn't be doing all the goddamn running because he'd be using the fucking wheels, wouldn't he?
John Banks.
It's a solid point.
This guy sounds like a real good father, right? He's like, oh, I'm going to miss your baseball game because I'm running. I'm going to miss your childhood because I'm running.
I'm going to run to your graduation right now.
I'm going to run past your graduation. See you later. Poor guy. Okay, you guys want to hear some of his achievements? Of course
I do.
He ran 350 miles in 80 hours and 44 minutes without sleep in 2005.
How far?
350 miles. He ran for 80 hours and 44 minutes, and he didn't sleep. So that's good for you.
But he pooped. We've established that he's pooping on these runs, right?
Yes,
he pizzaed and he pooped.
He's pizzaed and
yes.
he pooped.
He also said, by the way, that he likes cheesecake. He likes to eat things that are high calorie dense because apparently if you're going to run for 350 miles, you need some calories in you.
Do you think he likes tiramisu?
Oh, yeah. He said he'd eat it every day. No problem.
And
I knew a guy back in the day who was like just lifted weights constantly. He was a big dude and he ate so much fast food, but it was like because he lifted so much that it was like, it helped him to get bigger because it was like so much fat and carbs and all sorts of stuff. I don't know.
He's probably still running on a caloric deficit.
Probably. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
then so would this dude.
Oh, for sure. I don't think you can catch up. I don't think he can catch up to the calories.
Hugh Jackman. I was watching. Hugh Jackman was talking about how he, because he's gonna redo the role of Wolverine for the next Deadpool apparently. And so he was like getting bulked up. He's getting bulked up for that again. And something like, it's like 10,000 or 12,000 calories a day. And basically he just said, he's like, I exercise and I eat. Like that's what he does. Exercise.
Well,
exercise,
I heard what he had to eat. And then like at the last month or something like that, he's got to get shredded. Yeah. And the way that he does that is he only eats chicken.
Yeah.
For like 30, like what did chicken ever do to that guy? That's really mean.
The offensive and defensive linemen in football, I mean, their calorie intake is absolutely ridiculous because those guys are humongous and they're super athletic. And then as soon as they retire, they lose like 100 pounds.
Well, a lot of those athletes, as soon as they retire, they don't stop eating as quickly as they probably should, and they gain fucking weight.
I don't know about the offensive linemen. I think that they can't
Stay that
they
big.
can't eat that much. Like they don't need to eat that much anymore, you know?
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, here's some more tidbits. He completed a run called the Relay. It's a 199-mile run from Calistoga to Santa Cruz in California. He's done it 11 times solo.
Jesus
and
Christ.
that's the relay run that I was referring
Does he
to
win?
earlier. And he's actually beat teams. He's beat teams of 12 people teams before.
That would
Solo.
be a little defeating, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this fucking guy smoked us.
How does he have knees?
That's a good question.
Oh, because
Or
he was
feet.
he was born a human, and human beings have knees. So he has a couple of
My
things.
knees hurt right now, and I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
That's why they hurt. According to him, he cools down from running by running. That's how he does stuff. He runs a marathon before he actually does his training for running. So he never really stops. He's running right now. I promise you, wherever he is right now, he's out on a run.
I do know that there's I forget what the book is called, and you know me, I like books. But
No, it doesn't.
it's about it's basically, it was written about 15, 20 years ago, but it's this group. It's like a group of native people in Mexico, and they run everywhere, and they're a lot of them are marathon runners, and they run in sandals, and they will run to the marathon. They'll run the marathon and they'll run home. So they may run like 100 to 150 miles in one day, or a couple of days, however long it takes to get there. But they constantly run. Yeah,
and the resting their running heart rate is like ridiculously low.
Yeah, think about their resting heart rate. It's like 4.
Yeah, it's like lub.
It's just the blood is just
dub.
All right, there it is.
Yep, that's what
they like to wait for that beat to drop. They really, yeah.
Jeez, I mean, wouldn't you think you'd get bored too? Like seriously, like, I mean, you can only listen to so many comedy podcasts when you're running that much.
I mean,
but I mean, it's like
we've got enough material to get this guy through one of his 350-mile runs.
we might by now. But I mean, seriously, like, I don't know.
What's the longest you've ever run, Kevin or Greg?
To the fridge.
Not very. I'm gonna go not very. No, I did a 10K. That was the longest I've ever done.
I think I've run like 12 miles.
All right. Cool.
Someone want to ask John? Hey,
no,
John.
I don't want to answer that question. That's none of your fucking
Did
business.
you do a marathon, John?
No, my brother did.
What the fuck does that matter? I know people who've done marathons too.
Because I love my brother and I connect.
It is National Brother Day.
There you go.
Well, my brother ran a marathon.
Yeah, your brother runs lots of marathons. Your brother runs like 15, 20 miles a day, doesn't he, or some shit?
He's in really stupid good shape.
This might surprise you guys. My brother has not run a marathon.
We know his brother, and that seems on point.
First of all, you can't run a marathon in Crocs, and that guy loves wearing Crocs.
He does love Crocs. It's a little weird.
I don't
a little
get it.
weird.
You need
if he did run a marathon, he'd have to set the Crocs to sport mode. That's for sure.
Yeah, but
also a metal drummer. Likes Crocs.
Not fun metal.
No, real metal.
Yeah, real
scary metal. Scary people metal.
Yeah, Crocs.
And that's their ballad.
They're really. I mean, as far as rock, they're really good. I will say they are very good.
Yeah, as far as death metal goes, I don't think it's death metal. I forget what it's called. Sludge doom.
It's emo
something.
metal.
There's not even a channel on XM radio for them. I don't think. Or
no,
Sirius
there is
XM.
not. There is not.
Yeah.
Even with all the new channels.
Yeah, they just don't. You got to keep scrolling to find it. Okay, so let's see here. Where was I? He ran a marathon in the at the South Pole in negative 13 degree Fahrenheit. That's cold. He let's see. He ran 3,000 miles across the United States from Disneyland to New York City in 75 days, running 40 to 50 miles per day.
Is this what Forrest Gump was based on?
I didn't read that anywhere. I think Forrest Gump really just had a mental breakdown. This guy just lives his life like that.
That's true.
He ran 148 miles in 24 hours on a treadmill, hoisted on a 2-story platform above Times Square. I don't remember seeing that happen, but don't you think that treadmill would get worn out? Just conk it out. But
yeah.
So, okay, you asked about the Badwater Ultramarathon.
I don't think we did.
I don't remember doing that.
Kevin did when I introduced like one of the races.
I remember we talked about my memory.
Oh yeah, good point. Okay, so it's 135 miles across Death Valley in 120-degree Fahrenheit temperatures, and he won. He came in first place because everyone else died.
So why?
That's a lot like the Wim Hof thing. It's like, number one, why? And number two, how? Like, how are you able to do this?
Oh, you mentioned before, like physically, like about his knees and stuff. So, when you're working out, the thing that kind of stops you from doing your sets is you have lactic acid, and you just kind of push it too far. Even if, it doesn't matter what you're doing, curls, bench press, or whatever, you're gonna run out of strength at one point. Apparently, like his physiology is different than most people's, and he doesn't feel the lactic acid buildup.
So that makes sense. I mean, obviously his physiology has to be different. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's truly kind of one of a kind. There's a bunch of ultramarathoners out there, but no one is quite like Karnazes.
Well, and I say, maybe, I don't know, right? Like, I mean, I don't think I could do that, but I also know like Cherokee Indians as well. Are they would run? There were nomadic tribes, and they would run anywhere from 14 to 18 hours a day moving. So, I mean, and there was no tracks. There was no roads. It was just running through the forest. So I guess
no Google Maps.
No
pizza.
No pizza.
Yeah, did they have comedy podcasts?
They did not. They did. I will say this: that the children would sleep when they would sleep with like water, food, and they basically slept with like a little pouch on them that had everything they needed. So they would get up if they had to get up and move in the middle of the night. The children were ready to go, and the children, and I don't know what age they would stop carrying them, but the children would run as well, like 4 or 5 years old, which is crazy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine your kid running like for 14 hours?
Kind of right now. Yeah, he doesn't really stop. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I could kind of. It would take a really long time.
Yeah.
To run 14 miles, but
yeah. Well, it blows your mind. So as you hear about these things, I mean, the list goes on and on and on about all the shit that he does. He's also a best-selling author. He's written several books about what he's able to do and the feats he's done and his mindset, and it's pretty fucking bitchin'.
I mean, it's incredible. Like I'm impressed. I'm amazed. I'm in awe, but also I'm just like, why? Like the running.
You just keep coming back to that.
Like the run. That's cool. Like I get it. Like he does these, whatever. But why are you gonna go run in 20 degree heat? Like why? Like what? Why?
So he's really interested in pushing his limits.
Yeah, apparently.
And he's like, the mental toughness it takes to do what he does is just, it's superhuman.
I think when I say why, I mean I don't want to get off my couch. Mm-hmm. Like my couch is so comfortable, and I will, and I don't do it. I do it so
you don't do it very often.
I don't. Mm-hmm. In fact, I mean, if I could do this podcast from the couch, I'd be there right now. But no,
I mean, it's right there. I don't see why you couldn't.
Hold on, let me see. But yeah, so it's just like a different kind of. It's a different human being.
Yeah, he is a different human being. So in a typical week, he's going to run anywhere between 70 and 120 miles because he mixes everything up between short runs and long runs.
I ran 2 miles the other day, and when I say run, I mean I ran part of it. I walked the other part.
I've been going to the gym, as I've mentioned before, and
you tell us that a lot.
Okay, so I'm at the gym right now, guys. This background is fake. I'm on a treadmill. So I'm getting in really good shape. My stamina is improving and stuff, but like I don't even want to run more than 3 miles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy for me to run 3 miles.
No, me neither.
I'm a really fat guy. And
like my like long run that I do when I'm in good shape is 3.5 miles. That's That's my long run.
Because it's boring.
Yeah, I
feel
do get bored.
I do like running. My peak was when, I now I do a mile walk. I do run a mile, walk half a mile, run a mile. That's how I do it now. But at my peak of running, like I would 11 miles would be my thing. I would do like 11 miles every other day, and I felt great. Like it was amazing. But I mean, and some days it was easy, some days it was hard. But I mean, every time I got to 11, I'm like done. Like yes, I'm done.
That was your goal, and then you were ready to be done.
I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to do anymore. I don't I would hit 11 because it was like I was running this loop, and it would be so many times, and then like once I would get to the end of it, I'm like, sweet, I'm done. I don't need to go any further than this. So
why 11?
Because it was 2.2 miles. So you go around it. Wait, is that right? Yeah. You go around it.
Man.
Yeah, you go around 5 times. 5 times is 11 miles.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
that's why. And it was always like beautiful. It's like it's like in Silver Lake, and it was like a beautiful run. It felt great, But even when it was like 98 degrees, I'd be like, I'm gonna wait till it cools off. I'm not gonna go out when it's 110 or 100 or
or negative 30
or negative 30.
Yeah, that's
like I'm not, and I guess it's the same thing. Like I'm starting to come around. Like I get why people do sports and stuff like that, and I know what But I guess when I say
I get why people do sports.
Well, I get why people get
he's
competitive.
just figuring it out right now. Let's let him have his moment.
No.
Okay.
Like I get what people are competitive and what they get out of sports and all that stuff. And I guess for me, it's just like I'm just not built that way, right? And so it's just like anytime anyone does like that, I'm like, I am very.
But you do have a competitive beard.
Yeah,
there's some part of you that feels competitive.
But it's so easy. It's not like I just literally have to live. That's all I have to do to grow this. I live. I'm not changing anything. I'm not.
Have you found your natural maximum beard length?
Do what?
God, I have to say that again. Have you found your?
No. I don't know where. No, not yet. So far, it's still growing.
It's still growing.
Still growing. Yeah, we'll see.
God, I hope it gets.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
a natural.
All body hair has a point where it will no longer grow. I will say this.
I never knew that.
That'll be a really sad day.
This hair has hit its.
I bet Courtney's glad you went facial hair and not pubic hair.
Who says I didn't go? Who says I didn't go pubic hair?
Touché.
I've seen his jeans, the bottom of his jeans, by his shoes. It's
John, your pubes are hanging out the bottom of your pants.
Pubes are cutting your Nikes.
I've been saving a lot of money on socks, so it's just pubes now.
Okay, let me get back to Karnazes.
Yeah, that's probably
Karnazes can run forever because he is physiologically elite, biochemically very efficient, and mentally very tough.
Was he hit with gamma rays by chance?
He's superhero.
He was bit by a radioactive spider.
That worked for Nike. Karnazes says, because spiders work for Nike.
Gotcha.
They have a
I don't think that's an employment policy of Nike.
No, that's fine.
It has to be. Karnazes says, because they don't require any kind of like... they can work 24/7 and they don't have to pay them and they don't have a union and all that shit.
We employ spiders.
Karnazes says
do it.
Why he can run forever is best explained by a Portuguese proverb, who runs for pleasure never tires, which I don't believe. I'm going to get tired, but I guess it wouldn't be pleasurable and whatever.
Like
I love running for nothing other than running
pleasure,
itself.
But I get tired of sex, right? I like eventually not tired of sex, but I had a point where I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore because mine will collapse. So
tired just physically, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm usually, that's not really my problem.
Okay.
We don't want to hear about your problem.
It's that nobody will have sex with him. That's his problem.
So Karnazes has a condition called lactic dehydrogenases or dehydrogenase syndrome, in which he does not produce lactic acid during exercise.
At all?
Apparently not.
All right.
So they've done like the lab testing to prove it.
He's a mutant. He's a freak. That's what he is. All right.
He's totally a mutant. Did you say mutant or mute?
Mutant.
Okay.
He could be both.
Yeah.
He could, can you not talk or?
He can talk.
Okay.
You've heard all the quotes. Like,
that's true, but he could have written them down. I don't.
You could have signed them.
Oh, good point. Yeah, no, he said them out loud. At age 60, Karnazes continues to challenge himself because he has a desire to be the best he can be. And running is a medium that allows a person to measure themselves against themselves. Regardless of your age or ability, few sports hold a mirror up to you the way running does.
That's a good point.
I like the honesty of that.
Well,
He finishes by saying.
Yeah.
So,
makes sense.
you wonder if he's ever gotten injured. He actually hasn't. He's pretty fucking stoked. He cross chains. I've seen him on interviews saying it's just like people that say they have bad knees or ankles and it fucking he has like a really good stride. He doesn't pronate or whatever the opposite of pronate is, which I can't remember right now. It's something else that ends in nate. So
it's prenatal.
He lands pretty
Pronate.
He lands pretty evenly on this. Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
I'm doing the running thing with my hands.
That's how you run.
And it's been theorized that like people have like a finite amount of heel strikes in them.
Yeah, you're supposed to bounce off your toe, or like what is that? Like the pad up by your toe, right?
Just watch a video of him running, and that's how you're supposed to do it because he never gets injured, and he's the best runner ever. So whatever he's doing is right.
You actually want to watch videos. You want your heel and your the ball of your foot to actually hit at the same time. You want
ball. That's the word I was looking for. Balls.
You want your heel. So neither one.
How do you forget balls?
Because if the ball of your foot hitting first, you're putting it's doing damage to the front of your knee, and if your heel is.
But you want to push off your balls, right?
Yeah, you can't push off your heel and your ball at the same time, John.
What?
He just talked about the strikes, the
way you land. Yeah. You land. You basically you're landing evenly, and then you push off.
John, talking on the mic.
You land flat and you push off.
Now talk without alcohol.
You land flat and then you push off. That's how I was taught.
As if this weren't enough, Karnazes also swears by cross training. He does burpees, push-ups.
Fuck.
He's doing because this guy is just like, what's really going to get me in shape? Not the 7 billion miles.
Get to the part where he fights Wim Hof.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll get there. I made it up in my head.
No, he's gonna fucking fight the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. He also uses something called an elliptigo because it's incredible strength and cardiovascular training with zero impact. I don't know why he would care about impact or not. He's constantly impacting.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's just whatever.
What else has impact? Pegging.
Wait, has no impact or has
no impact? Has impact.
It definitely has it on psychologically on you.
Which side of the pegging?
I feel like both. Both. I guess it depends on how
one is
hard.
Better for cardio, you think, John? Since you've been part of both.
Good question. I'd like to hear an answer.
I once pegged for 350 miles.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
In
Maybe
69
I'm not clear on what pegging is.
In 50 states. I pegged in all 50 states in 50 days.
We just ran. I was just running and I was getting pegged the whole time.
Go to my OnlyFans.
By day 4, I had a real incontinence problem.
Oh God, that and a lack of pizza.
Yeah, the pizza delivery guy might be like, "Hey, nope.
You're getting pegged. I'm gonna leave.
I thought this was that ultra marathon guy. This is totally different. I'm not delivering this pizza. That guy's totally getting pegged."
I don't know why that's so funny.
I don't either. I can picture it, and it's making me laugh.
I can actually see. I can say honestly that it's not funny, but it's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
People have asked Karnazes if he ever gets tired, and he says he's got a really funny one with that one. He says, "Yeah, but only when I sit down."
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's how his jokes land.
That guy should not do a comedy podcast.
Neither should we.
That's true. That is true.
In watching interviews with Dean Karnazes, I have to say here's
the thing, man. You do not have to keep saying his last name. You could just call him Dean.
Yeah.
We all know
Dino. I like Dino.
Dino Rooney.
In watching interviews with Dino, I have to say He seems extremely likable. He's got a good sense of humor and the ability to laugh at himself.
I don't know about that sense of humor thing. That joke was pretty weak.
Well, that was a bad example, but not everybody hits home runs all the time.
It's true.
So instead of reading what I wrote, I'm just going to tell you that he reminds me a lot of Rob Lowe's character in Parks and Recs. I don't know if you ever saw that show, but he's one of these upbeat guys that's constantly exercising and loving life. And unlike that Wim Hof self-righteous motherfucker.
Why is he self-righteous?
He's very self-righteous. Oh, cold water's the only way. That was the only time I mentioned him in this episode because I never liked that guy, Wim Hof.
I know you didn't.
You know, they've done a lot more studies in the last couple of years over the cold water stuff, and they're thinking more and more and more that it's one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself.
I know. I'm not saying he was wrong. That's the fact that he was right makes him more obnoxious to me.
Because he was basing it on bullshit, but his bullshit happened to be right.
That's right. He got so lucky.
Fuck that guy.
You know, his fucking theory came first and then the science. And then he's like, I'm going to take credit for that because I'm Wim Hof. David Wim Hof. Hassel. Hof. A question I had while researching Dino was, can all this exercise be healthy? Well, guys, the answer is yes and no.
Damn it. Oh, no. Okay. I was hoping it was no.
It's mostly, well, it can be no. Avid exercise overachievers seem to share in common a zest for life and are purpose-driven and mindful, which is a good thing. It allows you to like live in the moment when you're exercising so much. If you're not living in the moment,
that's interesting because Greg, you have a zest for life, but you're in terrible shape.
It's true. I will say this about Greg: his cardio is really good.
I'm not in terrible shape.
He does skate though.
Yeah,
he skates.
No, he's not in terrible shape. He is a terrible shape.
Yes,
right.
That's right. That's a very important distinction.
But he's like Greg. Greg is super flexible, and has an cardio.
I have both of those things.
Those are two things that I am not surprised you know, John.
Ran a really big dick, and John knows that too.
3 things then.
And honestly, not that good of a kisser. You think he would be, but he's not.
I keep laughing.
I wouldn't think he would be.
I keep laughing. It's hard to stay serious when you're kissing John.
It's true, and it feels weird when he grabs my face. So
well, you don't have a face anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's he grabbing?
I mean, it's under there. There's a face.
Well, if you can't access it,
allegedly.
No, I promise you, there's a chin and everything.
I don't believe you.
I don't think so.
If it was just this in the beard, my brains would fall out of my head.
Maybe the beard holds it all in.
That's true. That's a good point.
All right, where was I in this thing
know.
here? As Dean has said numerous times, running allows him to live in the moment. He has to be extremely mentally tough to persevere through all the hardships that come with ultra marathoning. But what about the physical toll? So that's the mental toll. He's like, I think he faces all of that grueling exercise with a plum. I've always wanted to say that.
So he eats a plum?
Yeah, with a plum. Yeah. That's what he uses. But what about the physical toll running could put on you? Not just Dean, but anybody that's an extreme over-exerciser. Well, there's this article written by Richard N. Fagoroses. Mm-hmm. He's a doctor. Dr. Richard.
Sounds like a doctor.
He's
over-exercising and the risk for atrial fibrillation.
Oh,
now we see why he did this episode.
No, it's just a clever little...
He Googled atrial
Coinky dink.
It popped up. The Dean popped up. He's like, all right, cool. That'll work.
No, I found Dean first, and then I had to bring everything in. I mean, extreme exercise leads to anxiety.
Really?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so, guys, these athletes that run these fucking marathons have a much higher preponderance towards developing atrial fibrillation. For those of you who don't know what atrial fibrillation is, look it up, because these guys...
Go back and listen to like 4 or 5 of our earlier episodes.
My co-hosts are not going to suffer through me describing AFib again.
No.
But it's just an arrhythmia, and it
John,
could be
I
deadly.
don't really actually know what
take care
is.
of it.
Basically, what AFib is...
Oh, yeah, that's what I should have you guys describe what it is.
Yeah, so what AFib is Greg calls you on a Friday and tells you he's going to be in the hospital for a week, and they're running some tests. That's what AFib is.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing happens.
The first time.
That's true. That's true. Second time you were there for 3 days. So
No.
oh no.
Second time I was only there for like 8 hours and they zapped me.
How are you good now?
I mean, knock on wood, since I had my last ablation over 3 years ago, I haven't had an episode.
All right.
John, you didn't even mention the complaining. That was the part that I remember most of all.
Well, here's the thing. If you listen to the show, you know
Kevin's
Greg
been the
complains.
funniest today.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny with that is he's not joking. There's a lot of complaining when it comes to AFib. I'm a JAF, a Jewish atrial fibrillation.
My dad has AFib, and they gave him.
He does?
Yeah, and they gave him.
Does he talk about it constantly?
No, he doesn't. So he had some monitor thing, right? And then basically they would like call him, and this was kind of dumb. So they had this monitor in, and then they would like somehow it wasn't like immediate. So then a week later they'd call him and be like, "Mr. Banks, on July 27th, you spiked for 30 minutes. Do you know what you're doing?" And my dad's like, "No, that was like a week ago. I don't know what I was doing." So, but he basically he did the ablation and it didn't work. And now he's like, "Yeah, fuck it. If it kills me, it kills me." That's my dad's way.
Yeah,
of
but
everything.
is he in permanent AFib right now?
No, I don't think he's in permanent. No.
So it comes and goes?
It comes and goes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, he's 77. He'll be fine.
Oh, I mean,
According to him.
And he's had a life.
He has had a life.
So,
he has had a...
Like, given his past, I don't blame him for being like, if it fucking kills me, it kills me.
Yeah.
He has had a... And
I was into shit in Vietnam. I seen some stuff that would kill most people just by seeing it. So,
yeah,
I get it. I get it.
And his attitude about AFib denial is not unlike these ultramarathoners that get something like that too, where they think they can like exercise their way out of it or
run it out.
Yeah, they're so optimistic.
Yeah,
and that's how they live their lives. Are these like super happy, crazy people? Like, if you saw Karnazes interviewed, you would just think this guy is just so fucking high because he's just happy. Crazy.
Well, his I would imagine, right? Like their serotonin, dopamine, all their pleasure chemicals they got to be through the roof, right?
All the time.
Yeah, just constantly got to be kicking that shit. I mean, if you're running 350 miles, your brain just has to be like to keep going, even if you have something where you don't feel pain or whatever, like you don't have the lactic acid and stuff like that. It would still be like his brain would have to give him a reason to keep going.
Does he suffer from depression? Not that you saw.
If he does, he doesn't admit it.
Because the only reason is because I've heard that people that exercise like crazy amounts, they come down. You know what I mean? Like they're so high that when they come down, they're not very. That's usually when they go back out and start running again.
That could be one of the symptoms of overtraining because your chemicals just can't keep up.
Right.
So those high. So that's another besides like the AFib, which I wanted to bring in, which was kind of cutesy. Not really, whatever. Because
AFib is pretty adorable.
It is a cute little disorder. There's a lot of people that exercise when they overtrain. It has serious implications upon their body. Mm-hmm. They can actually break bones easier because they just push themselves to extremes. Their tendons are fucked up. They have problems walking. Their knees are fucked. You hear about all this shit. This Dean guy, he's like 1 in a billion. He's just not. Just because he's not suffering from like that doesn't mean most people won't. And I don't care how much preparation you do. I don't think anything can prepare you for a 100-mile run and what it's going to do to your body. I'm a football fan,
and like how often like these guys that are just superb athletes just like cut the wrong way and they blow up their knee.
Yeah,
and they're like in the best shape. They're in some of the best shape of anybody on the planet, but they they move a certain way and their knee blows up. And
but I think what happens, for some of those guys, I think that their bodies are not. I mean, they're in phenomenal shape, like what we think, kind of a Romanesque figure, but these runners don't have that same issue because they don't have the same upper body weight. They're really like lean. If you think about a marathoner,
less muscly.
Yeah. Like so I think they have less weight. That's kind of transferring.
What is like a running back weight? What is the average weight of a running back in the NFL? Like 260, 240?
No, not that high.
Wouldn't
Probably
be that
more
big.
in the depending on the type of back, anywhere from 190 to 220. I would
and
say.
to like
That's a lot of weight.
To just turn all of a sudden with that much weight.
And a lot of times they're like 5'9".
Yeah.
So I mean 220, 5'9", all muscle. That's
And runners aren't going to make those kind of tight cuts.
It's true.
Either. So,
but still, like you think, like as you're running, at some point you just I don't know.
oh yeah, you're going to fuck yourself
Tweak
up, for
something,
sure.
Yeah.
I was at a Lightning in a Bottle like in 2000. I don't know. I was at a music festival like in the early like I don't know 2007, 2008, something like that. And I was dancing and I landed on a rock and I basically stretched out a ligament. And it took about 2 years for it to completely heal.
Was it Dave Matthews? I just wanted to.
Yeah, it was a
Did you
Dave
step
Matthews.
on Dave Matthews?
Do what?
Did you step on Dave Matthews?
I did. He was a rock.
He's all crash into me.
He's like, whoa, what'd you say? I'm like, I fucking hurt my ligament, Dave. That's what I would say. Anyway, so
ow,
I
bitch.
stretched the thing
I
out,
said, "Ow."
and it took like a week for the swelling and stuff to go down. And then I was like, that's when I was like at the peak of my running, and it was crazy because I had the muscles that I needed to do it. But if I hit like a little hole or something, and my foot just tilted a little bit, I'd go down every time. I'd fall because my foot wouldn't support me, which sucked.
It's a very
that's not
vulnerable
great.
feeling. I
Yeah.
hate that. I've had injuries like that too. I've had issues with my knee where, like, if I turned the wrong way and didn't even know what I did, it would just give out on me and I'd just tumble.
It's weird. Bodies are weird.
My body's a wonderland, but yours are weird for sure. So symptoms of overtraining are a profound feeling of fatigue. No shit. Energy loss.
Shocker.
Chronic colds, infections, insomnia, ironically, weight gain, stamina decline, and women will lose their period. I left it over here somewhere.
Yeah, it does. Nice.
It's
That happens to bodybuilders, right? Like female bodybuilders, that they'd stop having periods.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, I think. Well, is that? And I'm not. Is that because of the steroids? Because of the hormones? Because a lot of bodybuilders were getting hormones. I know
That's a good question. I
will
don't know.
fuck up your. I've got.
It's something that just naturally happens.
Yeah. Which is weird because the only other reason your body will stop. The only other reason a woman's body will stop outside of cancer or something like that is starvation. When you hit a certain point in starvation, people can no longer reproduce. So.
Pretty interesting. All right, guys, we're going to get down to last call. And I'm going to speak from the heart when it comes to last call, primarily because this is the first time I've ever not printed out my research. I did it all. I copied and pasted an email. And my last call's not on here. I don't know where it went. I wrote it, but it didn't.
Remember, all your last call has to be now is a cheers. You don't have to do a whole last call.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be a lot. I was going to talk about how, Dean and other people so far have not yet defeated themselves. And as a matter of fact, they're pushing themselves. They're pushing themselves to new heights. So I think they're improving themselves. And it's admirable. It might seem weird to an outsider because, we're talking about this lightly about what someone like Dean is able to do. But if you just think about the sheer volume of hours where he spends alone on pounding pavement or trails, it's just amazing to me that a human being is capable of enduring such incredible amounts of endurance. And it is admirable, if not fucking crazy. It could be both. And I think it's both. So cheers to you, Dean. If you do drink alcohol.
Only one of us is drinking alcohol, so I got you, Dean. I got you, Dino.
Good work, Kevin.
I'm gonna
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
In your honor, Dean.
Now go out there and give me 50 miles.